your shit. This ain't a dream, we really live this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's where the most high, we the most lit.
What up, what up? We are back, everybody, for Act 2 of this Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey Silver Screen Breakdown. I am one of your hosts, Alex, the Fantasy Football Hustler.
Dudes, I am Bogey.
Nelson Tynes here from LA.
And our special guest, Corey.
Go ahead, Corey.
Go do it again.
Corey from Big Dumb Movie Podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, we're going to let the guests bring us up to speed. Last time on Silver Screen Breakdown.
Will Bill and Ted survive? No.
Oh, last time. No, last time.
Quick synopsis of Act 1, Corey.
Synopsis of Act 1?
Yeah, just a quick one.
Bill and Ted have been abducted by evil robots from the future sent by the nefarious Denomalos, and they have been dragged to the desert and taken up to the top of a cliff, tossed off.
And then
take us from there.
Not tossed one off, tossed off. There's a difference.
Yeah. You see them laying down there, dead, lifeless, and then they stand up and everything changes. They go from color to an off black and white, and you can just tell right away something is amiss. They must be dead. And then what does Bill say? Ted, I think we're dead, dude.
I do really like the aesthetic of them being dead, right? Because there's like a visual distinction when they're dead. Things look different. There's like a blue hue on everything. And it's not, I don't think it's just the lighting. I think it's like the way their outfits, like they're wearing these muted colors. So you can see the difference of them when they're dead. They don't look just like exactly the same. So the ghost versions of them are like these like dim, like lifeless versions of them in terms of the color palette.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like a blue light or something they use, a blue filter.
Yeah.
Look, yeah.
And why don't you give us a little synopsis, Corey, of where they go next? Because they have no idea where they're going to go. But for whatever reason, Ted thinks of his dad.
Yeah. They know they have to stop the evil robot versions of them because they pretty much taken control of their lives. They've inserted themselves into the now dead Bill and Ted's lives. First, they go to their apartment and they see them acting very inappropriately with their women. And then they learn that they're going to kill their women, the princesses. So they're like, okay, what can we do? We're dead. We're ghosts. Let's go to the cops, right? Now, Ted's dad, as we learned in the first movie, happens to be a cop. So they go into a room full of cops and they decide to possess people in the station. Ted possesses his dad. And I got to say that when Ted does this, and we get the actor that is playing a guy that's possessed by Ted, which is the actor Ted's dad, Howell Landon Jr., he deserves a fucking Oscar for playing Keanu Reeves. Like, it's a thing of beauty when he's acting like Keanu Reeves.
That was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at that.
The other guy in the scene gets possessed by Bill, and he's okay, but it's really like Ted's dad is stealing the show. This guy's amazing.
For sure. And it worked in The Exorcist, so they knew that it had to work here.
1 and 3, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. I like that moment.
But yeah, they're just super goofy the way they're delivering this speech. Whoa, police dudes. You got to go save the babes.
Right.
Yeah.
They're so bad at explaining things, Bill and Ted, right? Every time they try to explain the situation, it always falls flat on its face. They're like, oh, there's evil robots from the future and they're going to kill the babes. And the cops are like, the cops have no context for what the fuck they're talking about.
When they possess them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the acting when they're possessed by them and they're eating the donuts because they're just like, oh my God, fucking, we haven't ate since we died, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I got really hungry being dead.
So good.
The part that I always liked was when he starts talking, he's like, yeah, I totally possessed my dad. And then he hits
plays
with
guitar.
regular guitar, and then but it's like a bass line from dad or something.
Yeah, he had his own little riff.
It's a
It's
different.
like he has like an acoustic guitar lick that he played. Like, it's not metal, right? Because this guy is not metal. Like Bill and Ted are. Like, he's an older guy. He's balding. He doesn't get the metal guitar riff.
He got the acoustic.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And of course, Bill and Ted, in addition to being really bad at explaining things, they're so easily distracted. Like this happens later too when they go to the seance, but like right here, they're distracted by donuts, right? They're in the middle of like basically trying to save the world ostensibly, but they're distracted by donuts and they start feeding their fucking faces.
That's the stoner part in them, right? I mean, for any like real stoner out there, you could have something like really important to do. You walk into the next room and you're like, damn, what the fuck did I come in here?
Donuts.
All the time. I actually walked back into this room and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on a podcast. That's right.
All right, Nelson. I always like to get your take from like an actor's standpoint. I did want to get your take on the actor who has to portray Keanu Reeves there, because he does
portray a possession.
Let's get into the mind of an actor there. Like, how would you be approaching?
I was hoping you'd ask me that because I was watching that thinking how hard it would be to do that actually, because you're playing the character and you got to move Keanu Reeves does in that character. And that's tough. And then the sound, like because you're combining the sound, the movement, and the character. So that's three things. And then that wasn't too bad. He didn't move, but blocking. When you're blocking, there's certain things that when you do on camera that you have to be aware of as an actor, but you can't
What does that
show
mean?
that you're aware of it as a character. Blocking is when there's different angles the camera's going to shoot, and you got to stay in frame. You walk out of frame, the camera misses you.
So they have a mark. That's why they have their mark.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Right?
you have your
so
markers
you block
there.
before you shoot. So his character and the other guy that got possessed, they never moved, so he didn't have to do that. But when you do combine all those things, it's really tough to act that stuff. To do what he did was, we're watching the movie, we get caught up. It looks easy, but it was pretty hard to do, to pull off.
We gotta start getting like scorecards.
I give him credit. Oh, what's that?
We gotta get scorecards.
How would you score that?
I could be like, okay, 1 out of 10. You know what I mean? What did you think of his acting?
I would say for what he did there, I give him a 9 out of 10.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Hey, the Nelson rating.
I'm
That's
very
the new thing
picky
we're
on
gonna do. The Nelson
perfection.
rating.
10 out of 10. I think it's phantom talk, but 9 out of 10 for sure. It was
Damn, on the
it was
Nelson
hilarious.
rating, 9 out of 10 is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Golf
That's
clap.
real good. That's a perfect
golf
score
clap.
for me, man. Pretty
Golf
much.
clap.
The Nelson rating is fucking very prestigious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure. That was
And
Nielsen
one thing,
rating.
in comedy is hard to pull off, man.
That was
It's tough.
that
You
was
want to know what's my favorite comedy? When people are
humor
trying to
as
be
opposed to
funny
comedy.
and they don't laugh. They don't make no one laugh. This shit's hilarious.
Bill and Ted did not have any luck with the police dudes. Like they're no luck at all. So they just walk out. They're still in the bodies, but they just walk out. And they're like, Ted, we can't go like this. And like smack their heads, and they just fly out of the guy's ears. And then the guys, I don't know, the dad and the sergeant, they are just like, how the hell did we get out here? It's completely out of it. And now Ted goes back to the house where Missy's at, and they're performing this seance. And Nelson, you ever know any ladies or any circles of people that would perform seances?
You asking me? I don't know. I think possibly, but not really. Not
I
quite.
feel
So
like
I
that
know
was a
people.
thing
I
though,
know
of like
people
the
that
90s. Like
I'm
nobody
gonna
was
take you
religion.
back to 1999 when I was a freshman, and we were doing, and this is 1999 fall, because we were doing the homecoming dance. Fucking like it was like a homecoming thing where every class did like a dance, and I was a part of that as a freshman. And there was a broad. She was like, we would practice at her house every day, and she said, "Everyone, give me an item of yours." And I said, "Oh, like what?" She's like that bracelet you're wearing. Let me get it. I'm gonna put it in the circle. We're gonna do like a seance. I was like, "No, you ain't taking none of mine." You know what I mean? And then she took everybody else's shit. But the whole point was like, because she wanted to put like some kind of good spell on everyone. Like, you ain't putting no spell on me, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck around with none of that shit. I mean, I used to be fucking with this one bitch when I was like a kid, and she used to fuck with the Ouija board. I was like, I ain't fucking with this bitch no more. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the Ouija board and seances.
I ain't doing
I've
none
never
of
messed
that.
with and don't really want to.
I didn't see like
But
why
the
do you want to
Ouija
talk to
board,
the
I
other
don't know.
side? There's a reason why the other side doesn't get spoken to on a normal basis.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so it's getting real in there, real fast. It's getting really real. They say that Bill asked him, "Is this seance stuff ever work?" He's like, "No, but it will tonight, dude." And somehow they get their bodies to float. Now that they're dead, they can just do things like that. And
What's cool is that they want to be rockers. and that it's actually rock and roll lore that they used to do seances with the records after they record them and like, pray to whatever evil beings, the devil, right? Because for success in the music career. They even made that's what the Pick of Destiny was basically based off of. You know what I mean?
And again,
Loosely based off.
Corey, just would you agree? Just like when they're in the police station, they're doing a pretty bad job of explaining what's going on here.
Yeah.
I thought
And again,
they did it to the T. They told him exactly what was going on.
yeah, but they're playing it up like way too much. Bill and his most excellent friend Ted were killed. Like they're
Yeah.
getting a little hammy with it, and they're like talking about like evil robots from the future again. It's like you can't really lead with that. Like you gotta have a lot of backstory to make that digestible.
And again, the princesses are in trouble. And
yeah,
maybe they know that their girlfriends are princesses, but I would just assume no, because it's something they probably keep on the down low, that they're like really 569 years old.
so, yeah, the princesses are in trouble. Like, what the fuck is this, Mario?
They're actually 555 years old, right? Remember?
But Missy's very excited that they actually showed up in the beginning, because she really wants to talk to Ty Cobb. I'm still always thrown back by that. Like, out of any like professional athlete, like, why Ty Cobb? He was the man back in the day, but still a lot of years before she was ever born.
That one dude that wanted Clark Gable, he was like way too excited to get Gable in the room. Like his face when he goes, Clark Gable. Like that fucking dude. Whoa, this dude's got a fascination with Clark Gable.
Clark Gable,
This guy's not safe.
Wasn't he the black? Was a politician, lawyer?
He wasn't black.
Clark Gable was
Clark
like the
Gable?
whitest guy.
Who am I mistaking him with? Who was the black lawyer in the 90s?
Johnny
in the
Cochran?
90s? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's Johnny Cochran, duh.
No, are you talking
But
actor?
he's a
Yeah,
white-
is there a
From-
no?
from-
No, 'cause I don't know why Clark Gable made me think of Johnny Cochran. I don't know.
No,
think
you talking about an actor from LA Law?
What's his name?
He was a lawyer?
What was his name? The black dude, though, right?
Yeah, he was on LA Law in 89, 90, 91.
Probably thinking of Brian Gumble or something like that.
There you go. That's what it was.
No, Brian Gumber was a lawyer. He was a sports guy.
Was he?
No, he did interviews.
Clark Gable, Brian Gumble, tomato. Have it stricken from the record. Let's move on. I need to stop thinking out loud on the mushrooms.
Go ahead, Corey.
Oh, that's what you're doing. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was mid-conversation. I was like, oh, I'm saying this.
In the era of Miss Cleo, I think the seance is very apt, right? And it's very timely. But of course, like any seance or Ouija board experience, as soon as something actually happens, the people just freak out, right?
For sure.
I don't know why people even bother with this kind of shit if they're just going to lose their shit once like they do get contact from a ghost anyway. Of course, Missy and the crew, they don't like what's going on, but they have some kind of like backup in case of emergency, break glass and read the Banished to Satan book. They read from the book, they recite some Latin, and Bill and Ted are vanquished to a seemingly endless pit. Alex, I know it's your show.
This is funny right here, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This one had me laughing so hard last night.
Hold on, before we even get to where they go next, the seance stuff that they do never works. Like, it never works ever. How come this is the part that works? Were they just reading from the wrong book the entire time? They needed to be reading from the devil's book?
No, it's because I think death was like, he wanted them to, like, that's probably one of them death cues, right? They read that thing, cue death. Yep, bring them down, cue the falling pit, the endless pit. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. I'm just making this. I'm just winging it.
Any thoughts on that, Nelson?
I was about to say, is this thing on?
Before we get to their next
And
step.
I was scrolling to see who that lawyer was. I was like, I missed it. It's Blair Underwood. I found that out from
Blair
LA.
Underwood. There you go. That's him.
So
Finally, some answers.
and then I zoomed back on the IMDb back to Bogus Journey. And now you ask me what?
Bogey's Journey is what they should have called this. I should have put that on my screen name today.
When they're in the seance, nothing is working as far as that getting the people that they want to show up. But when it comes to banishing them to hell, that part of the seance works.
Oh. Because I know they were calling on, weren't they calling on Aretha and Ben Franklin? I gotta.
Ben Franklin definitely deserved to go to hell.
And they were there, Aretha and Ben, as if they were brothers and sisters, and they were not even close. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. That beats me, man. Why?
Who knows
maybe
what
it's
kind of
easier
like
to work.
deals-
Maybe they're telling you that to do that type of stuff is hellish and demonic, and heaven doesn't deal with that type of stuff.
And
That's
I
my
use
take
my
on it.
goal every show to try to stump Nelson with something like that. So I try to do as many times as I
But
can.
Nelson is, you don't know though, when
easy,
it comes to the,
I'm ready
when
for
it
this
comes to
show.
the supernatural, he's very versed in the supernatural isms, bro. Come on. You're like right up his alley right now.
For sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm very interested in that stuff. That's
Yeah,
my-
the intrigue is the at minimum. Like, you know what I
level.
mean? It's like one of the, how many times we can go off the rails right now and be like, you know, we have to cut out like 45 minutes and we go
Yeah, we do that, Corey. When it comes to
did you
unsolved mysteries.
let me ask you a question. Did you appreciate the ghost like story version of it? Like the ghost story aspect of it? With the death character. Did you like appreciate that aspect of it? Because I actually think these are like actual entities, like in the universe.
You're
Yeah,
talking about the
I'm a
Bogus
Marvel
series, right?
head too. Even in Marvel, there's an actual death character, but she's sexy. She's a chick.
So you're talking about the Grim Reaper?
Yeah, like death.
Which
himself, like-
which I can't believe we even glossed over. He only showed up for about 30 seconds in the first glance. when we
and they Melvined him too, by the way.
Melvin?
Yeah, where they say he has to tie his shoes and then they get his ass.
You give him a wedgie from the front.
Yeah, Melvin's the wedgie thing. I didn't.
Yeah,
get
it's called a
that.
Melvin.
Yeah.
He got Melvined.
Yeah, then he smiles. He gets the wedgie, then he smiles. Like he enjoyed it or something.
He hadn't had action in like several eternities.
No, like it was in Paid in Full. It was like a screech, like I feel, right? Being Bogey said it was like a screech from you, Nelson. This was a full on, yeah. Like, he got sodomized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be no baby death. No baby Grim Reapers anytime soon.
You would say that it was death by sodomy? That's not
Is that
clever.
your guys' understanding of a Melvin? Because that's what it was when I was a kid. It was a wedgie from the front. So like you pull up the underwear from the front, which like hurts
Really?
more, obviously.
I never heard of Melvin until like last
know.
night.
I used to
On
watch a
Wednesday, I
show
watched
called
it. Dude,
I used to
watched
watch a
it
show
Wednesday,
called
yesterday.
Hey Dude on Nickelodeon, and then
I remember it well.
right?
Christine
And like
Taylor.
raspberries and Melvins, they were referred to. I've never seen them
First
in
Hill.
action.
I just thought that.
Like, what was a raspberry? There was a raspberry, something like with a racket.
Well,
Like,
was it raspberry when you twist the arm, right?
that's like an Indian burn. There's
Or snake bite?
Yeah,
I
see,
mean-
I really just thought that the Melvin was just like another word for
Wedgie.
a wedgie. That's just
That's what I got from it.
there's specific wedgies. Like there's the atomic wedgie where you pull it over their dome piece. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, you pull it from the back, pull it right over their dome like a hat, like a wave cap. Just
It would stretch and tear, wouldn't it?
yeah, but that's the thing though, is that like in Billy Madison, that's why they were like, you better start fucking cutting your underwear that way.
You live in the Space Jam universe, Bogey. Like you can just someone's head.
I'm just saying that they would attempt it. You know what I mean? You gotta start cutting your underwear before you go to school if you're a nerd. You know what I mean?
one of
Do you
the
have a
things.
case of
You're a
loser
nerd.
denial?
You're so in loser denial. Give him a ding. I know that's correct.
That is correct.
What is
Yeah,
that?
so this one of the things that they do in this movie is they just kick the joke and until they can't really kick any laughs out of it anymore. This was one of those scenes where they're falling down to hell.
I love this scene.
Falling forever. They're yelling for so long that they get bored. They're
Ah!
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, and then he's like, hey, dude, you want to play 20 questions? And he gets it in one.
Yeah. Are you a tank?
You have
Yeah.
basically an eternity to fall because I would assume in hell time doesn't exist. So an eternity to them on earth time could even be just like 10 seconds for all we know. But they're just falling for all eternity. And they play 20 questions. It takes a second, bro.
just one. That's all I needed. Just one question, one answer. That's it.
Okay.
Got it super quick. And then what should we do now? Ah! Go back to screaming again because you got nothing else to do. And then they finally
Oh, oh.
fall and they hit the rock. And of course,
Softly.
we know that they're in hell, but then we get like the whole look around, and it's almost just like a huge big cave, and they're just like super tiny. And then they're like, man, we were totally lied to by all of our album covers.
Yeah.
And just like Bogey said, just the death and the devil and hell, it's all part of the rock bands back in the day.
They are total metalheads, right? So
For
presumably they're like super into a lot of the music you hear in the movie, like Megadeth and other like hard rock songs, which just reminds me of Surf Ninjas in a lot of ways, because they transition scenes with these heavy rock songs.
Yep.
I love that. I love the look of Satan in this movie. He looks so scary, like when you see his face, like it's like this.
The Grim Reaper?
Not the Reaper, but
the
Satan
actual
himself.
devil. Yeah.
Oh, when they talk to him there.
Yeah. He's like, Bill, who's that, dude? It's like, Ted, who do you think?
Yeah. Ooh.
And he's huge. He's, I don't know, 1,000 times bigger than they are. They're just like little speck peons on these like different rocks. And it's like the devil is just there, like picking and choosing who he's get to go.
You know what?
Pull into an incinerator.
Guys, I always thought the Grim Reaper was the devil. He's not, huh? He's like just the messenger or
Like
Hooter?
Grim Reaper's like neutral. Like he's not. He's like in between God and the devil.
I thought he just does the devil's work.
That's what I thought too. I
No,
thought
'cause
he was.
he comes
the
for everyone, good or bad.
And
All
Crispy
right.
said that was what you make it, especially in this movie, because we are going to go to a couple things. They don't go into the incinerator itself. They jump and they're like, Ted, let's get out of here. And I don't know why nobody else was doing this besides them. But they jump, they go up. It just looks like this big metal, I don't know, just foundation that they walk on. And they're just like super, super small. And then they look up at death and at the devil himself. And what do they say, Corey?
They say, "Can we get out of here now?
Yeah.
Like, can we just go? I know we're in hell and everything, but is it all right if we just hit the old dusty trail? We're gonna take off if that's all right with you." And the devil's, "Sure, you can go." Of course, he says it in a very evil sounding voice, and they're like, "Oh, you're not so bad, devil," but it's a trick.
You ever notice it's the same voice that does the fucking
Dr. Claw.
the Claw from Inspector Gadget and the Aladdin, the temple. Damn, what was it?
The Cave of Wonders.
The Cave of Wonders. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Give him a ding.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So that's how naive they are, though. It just goes into, even in death, the most naive people thinking that the devil is just going to let them walk free. Yeah, there's a lot of bad things said about you, but you're a really good guy. You're a really good guy.
You got a bad rap.
Fools.
All right, so they have no idea what is going on. Like it's like one of those trap doors as they're like, about to stroke the devil off for saying that they can go free, and they just fall down. They have no idea where they are. It's just this big room with all these freaking hallways and doors, and we should try one of these doors. And then they run in.
This is the trippy scene. I ain't gonna lie. The whole like in hell like montage.
I got a couple scenes from this here, and we're gonna start off with the Colonel Oates, because you see, as they walk into this. Actually, no, sorry, they go into the separate rooms first.
No,
right?
Colonel Oates is first.
Okay, all right, totally mixing it
Oh
up.
yeah, that's right.
And then they said, "Why don't we separate after? Maybe we won't get it as bad." Okay, so Colonel Oates, they go in. Clearly, looks like some kind of army facility, and he comes up screaming at him, "Welcome to hell!" No way. What?
No way.
That was the moment that they realized it. Oh, how dumb are they? This is hell, bro.
Bill's was the funniest, though.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Dude. What? Yes, dude. Sir.
Dude,
What?
sir, dude.
It
There's
was
actually some really like smart comedic writing in this moment that's really beautiful when he says, "Drop and give me infinity."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that's not only a callback from the first movie, but like also, I don't know if I can do infinity, bro. Will you let us do the girl ones, or what did he say?
Maybe if he lets us do him girly style.
Here you go. I got it right here for our viewing pleasure.
Yes.
But that also shows how much a kid, how they are.
Infinity. You stupid, pathetic, craven little cretins.
There's no way I can possibly do an infinity push-up.
Morons.
Maybe if you let us do them girly style.
Jokers.
They're savages.
I get really. I'm not gonna lie to you. I always get really terrified when like movies do things that are like demonic. It scares me because it's real, man. I've seen it.
I've seen it. Now, speaking of these crazy worlds that people go to, now Bill and Ted, they got out of Colonel Oates' world, and now they think that splitting up and going into rooms by themselves might make this a little bit better on them. And I don't think it does. What do you think, Corey? Explain the world.
It really hurts them. Real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but it really hurts them because remember, in my theory, 2 guys, 1 half brain.
1 half each, yeah. You're talking about who's your like favorite or scariest horror icon. No one mentioned Granny S. Preston Esquire, because good Lord, that is a scary woman.
Who was that?
Movie.
The woman.
From where?
Scary Granny.
From where?
Yeah. Bill walks in the door and becomes 7 years old, and he's taken back to a weird Tim Burton nightmare at his grandma's birthday party.
The movie that we're watching.
Oh, okay.
The grandma. Yeah, she turns blue.
Yeah, the grandma. Yeah,
whiskers.
My bad. You bring back speed.
Yeah.
You know, my grandma would have kicked her ass, bro. My grandma was really terrifying. That grandma wasn't shit, man. My grandma used to carry a strap, bro. My grandma used to carry a 45, bro. My bad. Continue.
This is Alex Winter in grandma makeup, and they really took extra steps to make him extra horrifying, with the teeth and just like the demented look in their eyes and like the creepy hands like reaching toward him. You can tell like this version of hell, like each of them is taken into a childhood memory that they consider to be traumatic, whether or not we do or not, whatever, like having to kiss your grandma on her birthday. But clearly,
I want to add that the rock and roll, the fact that they want to be rock and rollers like so hard, so that's their ultimate end game is to be these rock. I love that they have all the demonic and they're actually in hell, like references, like it's not even a reference, they're in hell because that's rock and roll from the 80s, bro. It's like synonymous with demonic shit, man.
And look at the way that she was. I mean, she's 90 something years old. Teeth are disgusting. Lips are disgusting. She's got a mustache.
You got to give it to her, man. She at least has teeth, man. She's 90, man.
She wants a kiss for her dear old granny.
Just one kiss on the lips.
Yeah, on the lips. Oh, man.
Okay. Do you,
as a 7-year-old,
you fake go in and then steal off on her?
Of course you do.
Yeah, for sure.
He could have got a slice of cake, put it up in her face. The Ted one, I guess this one it's him just with the fake.
Is this supposed to be their scariest? Is this like
something dramatic
going into their mind and finding their scariest like nightmare scenario?
Yeah, this is their own personal hell. So it have to be these ultra traumatic experiences that happen when they're kids, because they both go to 7-year-old version, like Corey said.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't understand the Ted one necessarily. I wonder, because it's just a big old bunny, big old Easter rabbit that's like coming after him.
He really hated Easter.
It's a furry.
It's a furry.
Yeah,
worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was so terrified of his joint, bro.
Ted's is like really about his own guilt, right? When he was a kid, he stole his brother's Easter basket and ate all the candy.
Yeah.
So like his guilt is manifesting in the form of the Easter bunny coming to call him out on it. Like, you stole Deacon's Easter basket.
But he still got to eat. It looked like he was eating the stuff that was in the Easter basket there.
You know, it would have been dope, like a dope effect if he ate the basket.
You literally ate his Easter basket, not the content.
Oh, I had that right. Damn, I was shooting
No.
hard last night. I was like,
eating a fucking
it would
basket.
be dope if he ate the basket.
And then they both escape. And then they come out into...
I'm shooting pretty hard right now, actually.
the hallway area, whatever it is.
Is this thing on?
Oh, it's on.
One, two.
This is non-heinous. I didn't count the nons, but he wanted to make sure that it wasn't the double negative.
Right.
At the right amount of times.
Classic Bill and Ted.
And you hear the devil, choose your eternity. And that's where we get the other F-bomb. Like,
choose your own.
Yeah, and which is a really good time to pull it out if you're ever going to pull it out. And yeah, they pretty much get just completely thrown. Whoa, that crazy effect where they're just flying across the room, all the way across to the end of the hallway. And there's only one way out of here, Ted. Yeah, we got to face the Reaper. So we totally skipped over the part when they first come up from being dead and they realize it.
And he says to him, can I say the line?
Go ahead.
Because I didn't know the line until you told me the line. He looks back and he says, don't fear the Reaper.
Oh, no, that's not yet. No,
Oh, come on.
That's good shit, though.
The first line was when he says, how do we get back? And he said, you must challenge me to a game.
Oh,
Challenge
yeah.
me to a contest.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
if you lose, you remain here in the afterlife forever.
You'll never give a ding.
And what and his response,
Hey, you have to talk in that voice for the rest of the show, bro.
but what if we win?
Can we get a vote on this?
But what if we
I
win?
vote for it.
Yeah. That Keanu right away.
Only 1 out of 3. I guess you're safe, Corey.
You may be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper.
Yes.
Get down.
Huge rhyming dance. Some
I didn't know the Reaper had bars, huh?
Yeah, he's out.
It was funny how Keanu, though, he knew. I'll challenge you to a contest, but what if we win? No one
ever wins.
has ever won. And then
And hold on, in all of eternity times eternity, no one's ever won this thing, bruh.
no one's ever won.
Well, he's
And
just never faced the real threat of a Bill and Ted.
yeah, because I assume you get to pick the challenge. And here is the first challenge that they pick. They go into the classic board games and they pull out Battleship.
Miss. B3.
Sure.
So this was Ted's choice because, like you noticed, Ted's the one who always thinks where they're going to be.
C6.
Hit. J7.
Hit.
He was so mad to admit that.
You have sunk my battleship.
Excellent! Yeah! I totally knew you put it in the J's, dude. Good thinking, Ted.
You must play me again.
What?
Best 2 out of 3.
No way!
Look at this.
Yes way.
Did you see that edit with the music and the zoom in and the fade out? You see that?
That was some good camera work there
I
for the
love
clip.
that.
No,
Y'all
the
just had it.
cinematography in this movie is so underrated. Like the transition from hell to the Grim Reaper, where like his cape is the transition from them out of hell into his lair. That's
Yeah.
really beautiful.
And I assume that table that they're playing on, that's like the Grim Reaper's like dinner table. When he eats
Hell
dinner
yeah.
before he sits down. The old candles, everything's all skeletonized. Yeah, that was a cool little layer. But this is why nobody's ever beaten him. Because if you beat him, you really didn't beat him. You got to beat him more than once. Best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, there's no luck here.
He's
Hey,
got a lot
Corey,
to learn about sportsmanship.
Hey, you definitely do. He definitely does. Why don't you give a breakdown of the other games, the other Reaper games that they go through here, Corey?
First of all, this is like a throwback to a very old Bergman movie called The Seventh Seal, where you play chess against the Grim Reaper, right? You make a bet on your life or whatever, and you play chess. So in here, of course, the Battle of Wits is something dumb, perfect for Bill and Ted. It's, first of all, Battleship, and then they go to Clue, and then they go to, I think, an old-ass, like, electronic football, which was, like, I think a little bit before my time. I think that was like an 80s board game of sorts. And they cap it off with Twister, right? These are like Bill and Ted's games. This is the kind of stuff that like they'd be good at. Of course, they'd be good at something super inane.
Of course.
The Twister, yeah, the Twister was the final one. The
I
final
mean,
shot
like
of
the
the
Reaper
camera's
was made
back,
of
literally.
bones, man. The Reaper was supposed to be made of like pure skeleton, man.
And not only are they good, I mean, they're amazing.
You're damn good.
They just
really
ran
good.
through him on every single game. So after they beat
ashamed of it.
Death, and he finally comes to terms with, okay, you guys beat me, I'll take you back. What's the line? Bogey, right after they win the Reaper games, and Death finally says, you guys won, I'll take you back. What is the classic line?
Ted, don't fear the Reaper. You guys get that one?
Oh, yeah.
Give me a ding.
Money.
Don't fear the Reaper. There's a song called The Reaper,
Yes.
stuff like that.
But then,
Nailed it.
they have a little bit of an epiphany. But Ted, even when we go back, but Bill, even when we go back, we still got to face the evil robot us's. Like, they're way stronger than us. So, Ted, if we were two good human us's, and we had to fight two evil robot us's, what would we do?
We'd create two new robot us's that would defeat
Some
our
good
evil
ones.
us's. All right?
Like
Yeah.
beautiful child logic.
His ding is like worth 100 though. Hey, no
Now
such
you
thing as
children
worth
are
100 points
for
right there.
Classic.
We should start keeping a score.
We might have to just
But it'll be like ignorant as fuck. It'll be like, he got 1,000 on that one.
just do trivia throughout the show.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
The show will grow in that way. I'm down with that. Bogey,
Right?
I
It'll
will,
be like
I
Steve.
will bury you, Bogey.
No, come on, man. Why is it gotta be me? You got
Get up with
Alex,
it, man. You come with your own.
you got Corey.
Corey's a guest. Corey, we don't play that with guests. Now you.
Yeah, you're right. The guest always wins.
Yeah.
So, since now they don't fear the Reaper, and now of course they could go ask him, Death, do you think you can help? Do you think you can take us somewhere so we could find someone who can help us build two good robot us's? Okay, yeah, I'm at your command. Okay, so then they go to heaven. Of course they go to heaven.
This is so random, bro. And you know what's crazy too is here's one thing low key. Of course, Death. He has the line on hell and heaven, bro.
Yeah.
Like Death is the guy, right? Listen, all right. Listen, I know some guys. I know some people up top. You know what I mean? Because he's sending everybody to and fro, one or the other.
Yeah, remember the one guy in heaven up at the heaven judge? He's like, haven't I seen you with somebody before?
Of course.
No,
He's like, man, there's so many motherfuckers up here, bro.
Yeah, he's in a dress.
that shit is fun. The Grim Reaper in a dress and the guy up there. It's like Saint Peter. He's like, don't I know you? He's like, nope.
They're like the opposite,
But
huh?
in the woman's voice.
He's carrying a fucking scythe. Like,
He's trying to hide. He's not even trying to hide it, for real.
And first off, they're savages because everybody is dressed in like white or very like light colored, just clothes, like in general. And it's like a club promoter or something passing out like the tickets or whatever, and or like the promo
It's kind
card.
of popping in heaven, huh?
And it says only the
he's
most
been in
prominent.
Vegas too long.
Yep. It's only the most prominent will get to attend or whatever they say exactly. And say, oh, okay, we got to think of something.
But
So they
see,
go
Death
on.
done got him in there, though. That's the thing.
Well,
though.
Well,
done-
he got them to the doors. He got them to the doors. They still had to disguise their way.
Oh, yeah, they whooped up on the motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, he called you, hey, smart dudes, come over here. He's like, dude,
Why
we
do
just,
they got
mugged
them at the
three
gates,
dudes.
man?
We just mugged 3 dudes in heaven. Man, we better hurry up before we ruin it for
Like God isn't watching. He's definitely judging, though. Look at these fucking guys.
And the gatekeeper to the club, he looks like an old black pimp, the crazy looking top hat. And what did you think about the speech that they had to give Nelson to get into heaven? Giving the meaning of life.
The meaning of life. I can't remember the speech exactly. Come on, Alex. Are you trying to get me?
No, just what did you think of it? Was that a part that you
No, read it. Maybe say it verbatim. I'm just fucking with you.
No, Bogey's right. You got me on that. I watched it twice. I can't
The
remember
rose
every
has its
scene.
thorn.
Yeah, let's hear it, Corey. Let's hear it.
Oh.
Corey.
Oh, Corey got me started. Hey, if you give me a little bit,
Yeah, there you go.
You got it, you got it.
Every cowboy has has its
Every rose has its thorn.
Every cowboy sings a sad
Sad
song.
song.
Every rose has its
Has its
thorn.
thorn. Dusty Rose.
And the band is Poison.
And that
Give
was
him a ding.
The
That
hair
was-
metal.
Hey, you got like 150,000 points for singing it.
that was enough to get them entrance into the gates of heaven. And then, of
Look, he
course,
got
like,
2 dings. He's already leading, bro.
what's next after that? Of course, they're going to go talk to God. Of course.
Of
Like, we've
course.
already seen the devil. Now they're coming to talk to God.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They had some big guest appearances in this movie, bro. God, the devil.
Hey,
Bro,
did
right?
I also see?
Death.
I saw Mr. Miyagi. I think I saw him too.
What? Put that on.
I saw Mr. Miyagi.
I don't think so, but I could be.
No, no, what? Give him a ding. We're
He's
going
in
with it.
there. Oh, see, Bogey knows
go
he's
with
in there.
We'll go with it.
He did a cameo. He
He
didn't
was
say
in
that. He
there.
said no words. He's near the end. He did a
I'm
cameo.
assuming it was when they were showing Japan or China when they were doing like the songs around the world.
Yeah,
It's
he was
clearly
sitting there against the
Japan.
bar, Mr. Miyagi.
Come on, Miyagi.
Spoiler alert for those who are listening in podcast form. When we get to Act 3, we actually have the video, so you should come check that out on YouTube as well.
Oh,
But-
all right.
Corey, give us a little rundown of Bill and Ted and the Reaper talking to God.
At least they're honest with God, right? They're not trying to bullshit their way past him. It's okay. Like they realize like we're actually talking to God. We're not going to be able to like, trick our way to get what we want. So that's good. In their innocent nature, they explain the situation. God listens as the great white light that he is depicted as in this movie and just offers them direction.
Why's it gotta be white, bro?
White light.
I'm sorry.
White light. He's a light. I don't know, man.
There's no black light out there. Bogey. There's no black light. I give it a ding for Corey for the white light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
you
they
would do.
show-
A black light. Like
It
it's a
is.
ray.
It
Bogey's
is
out of
God.
line.
It is God. It is God. Yeah.
when they show the top of the
Yeah,
stairs,
bro.
all you see is just a white light up there.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I saw the light.
Yeah. White is actually the absence of color. Oh no, never mind. That's black. Never mind. Continue. Give me a buzzer actually for that one. Okay, continue.
So they need to find some scientists to help them build some good robots to fight the bad robots. Again, it's kid logic at its finest, right? How do we fight bad robots? We got to make good ones, of course. But this is like not something that people can do in 1991. So they need to find like special scientists that happen to be in heaven, fortunately for them. God says one word. The word of God is station.
And
And
the
very
future,
shortly after, we get to see what that means.
Fun fact: my name, my government name, which I won't. Actually, I'll say it's Emmanuel. It means the word of God.
Yes, it does.
Station.
Yes, for I am Bogard station free.
There we go.
Continue.
Yeah, station is everything. It is everything at the same time.
So
And it-
Station is represented by these two dark crystal looking puppets.
Dark crystal. Good pull.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Right?
But they're Martians, though. They're ghost Martians.
They're not ghosts.
Well, they're
right?
not ghosts. They're in
They're
heaven.
They're
Why-
souls.
what did you think? Did you think the
They're in
smartest?
heaven.
Did you think the smartest scientist on this on the universe would be from Earth?
Fuck no. I'm not from Earth. Clearly.
Einstein. He's from Earth.
Before we get into that though, how about the idiot, the evil Bill and Ted? Like they're just trashing their apartment.
Hold on. I think this is the. Actually, do you have it marked? Is this about that time?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, they're fucking the apartment up.
They're fucking up the apartment. They're actually they rip off their heads to like dunk it in the basketball hoop,
That's so hard. I love that.
throwing
So
the
good.
plate like at the backboard and everything. Like they're just doing the most. That's all they want to do is just fuck up everything that they have connected to them. And then they get another, of course, every time we see them, it's like we get the little peek into what's his name, Dynamos, and deliver the speech. It is time to deliver the speech as them. Make sure that the plan.
Yeah, because the sport apparently that's a pivotal point in time when they deliver this speech. Correct.
It's huge. It changes the world.
Huge.
This is like the death of John Connor. It's like they're
Huge.
trying to come back. John Connor cannot exist, so they got to come back.
It is
and kill him
that
before he
moment in
happens.
time. It's like when Doc was like, it's either a coincidence or someone help me out with the line. He's the reason we keep going back to this specific moment in time.
Yeah, this might be one of the turning points in the space-time continuum.
Oh yeah.
Or just an incredible coincidence.
But so now, after we get the Denomalos and it goes back to our heroes, then it comes to ultimate game of charades being played. And Ben Franklin, Albert Einstein are amongst the people who are trying to guess this.
Just a bunch of racists, aren't they? I say that out loud.
This was back when
I'm just saying, man.
this is early 90s, right? Like you're lucky if you have a couple.
Yeah, we didn't know about it yet.
You're lucky if we have a couple minorities in movies back then, and they had the.
So you're telling me the Martians were our minorities, right?
Oh,
I know. Come on.
The guy who was the judge.
Let me do bogey thing.
There's all kinds of blacks in that movie.
Yes, there were.
They're just walking around, not talking though. The background.
I'm actually upset that there's not enough aliens in other movies now. This movie had it right.
You know
There's
what
like one extra that you see 20 times in heaven. He's a black dude that's a boxer. Like
I
he's in
saw
the
him. He has no
background of
shirt.
basically every shot in heaven.
Yeah, I saw him walking. I was like, oh, look at this boxer. Because when you watch it, I watched it the second time.
Hey, he was God,
You
low
start-
key,
you start-
bro.
You start looking at all these different
They
things.
didn't know that God was black, huh?
It was Morgan Freeman.
What if that was Jesus?
He was fucking young Morgan, bro.
The part that I always thought was
And there's a
funny
black
was,
woman too. At the very beginning, the weird outfit. Remember, Corey?
Yeah, Pam Grier.
No, before her, like in the very beginning, where you see George Carl's.
I'll take Pam Grier out.
Oh, one of the students at Bill and Ted University.
Yeah, she was in like the whole
Those
thing.
outfits
She
are
didn't-
insane, right?
Yeah, she didn't say nothing, but she was like,
Oh, you're talking about the one with the big ass boobs?
No.
Oh, never mind.
At least they didn't know
You're talking
that.
about the sister.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she was in a couple
my,
shots.
my mind went elsewhere. I love boobs, first of all.
one of the parts that I
Put it
always
in the
thought-
chat. Boobs versus ass.
one of the
Where are you?
Ah.
one of the
It
parts that I
depends,
always
it depends what race of men you're talking to, man.
Hold on, no.
One of the- one of the things that I always thought was super funny about this part is random. You couldn't even hear any words or anything. But right after the game of charades, after Station, after they reveal Smokey and the Bandit 3, Smokey is the bandit. So right after Bill and Ted, they go start talking to Station. But I always thought it was funny. If you look like in the back, for whatever reason, the Reaper is talking to Ben Franklin. And they're like having a real serious conversation. I have no idea what they're talking about.
He said
But-
like this. He said, "How'd you get on that $100 bill, blood?" He said, "I'm like the opposite of money. I'm like when you're broke. I'm like, how do I get myself on the fucking like an audit? And he's like, maybe with the stamp, like it's a stamp. You've been audited. God, death. Right? That was the combo.
Yeah,
What do you think the combo was?
it's got to be something like that.
Give me a ding.
Grim Reaper. So the key and the kite thing, that's bullshit, right? It's not real, right?
He goes like this. He goes, I want to tell you, there was several iterations of death, but when I was alive, before I was donned the death mantle, I tried that goddamn key on the kite thing, bro. How do you think I died?
And he escaped the Reaper then for sure. He definitely.
No, because it was like a Santa Claus situation. He was flying the kite. He got zapped by the lightning. He died. Here's the new death. Was like, you know what, bro? Hold on, bro. Let me put this on you. You are the new death. Give me a ding. Give me a ding.
And now they've met Station and they made it back to where they're coming back to life. And they're making it back to the real world now. And that's how we're going to wrap up act number 2. And so make sure you guys are here for act number 3.
Will our heroes, Bill and Ted, get out of heaven with the answers they're looking for?
And
Tune in next time.
on the Silver Screen Breakdown.
Come on.
Nelly Nell, let them know where to find you, brother.
Nelson Tynes, Instagram and on YouTube. You see some acting on YouTube.
And
Facebook,
our
if you
very,
want
very,
to.
very special guest, Corey, the Core Man.
Big Dumb Movie Podcast.
Big Dumb Movie Podcast, where we have reviewed the Santa Claus, which Bogey just referenced.
Boom. And we are out of here. We will see you next time for Act 3. Peace out.
Silver screen, motion picture shit. This ain't a dream, we really live this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's word of most high, we the most lit.